We all love it when our community comes together to work with our businesses to make this world a little better place. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. Welcome everyone to Your Little Castle Show, getting to highlight those leaders in our community, making a difference and contributing. We got a lot of those who are very successful, but those that give back, that's what really helps make the world go round. So with me in studio, we have my friend Vincent, Pavia, and Cesar. I'll put your title up there for me, Cesar, Enrique. Cesar, you're the owner, the founder of IE Roofing and Construction.
Yeah.
And Vincent, the business development manager.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Your Little Castle Show, guys.
It's an honor.
All right. Well, we got a bit of an announcement here today. We're going to get to that in a minute. And some people I love that we just really make a big impact in our community here. But it's the businesses that kind of make the world go round. I was talking to my mom not long ago and about what I'm doing. She loves what I'm doing. She's a teacher, but she's been teaching for 60 years. They named the building after her. John Goodman was one of her students back in the day as a drama teacher. And she recently got put in the Missouri Thespian Hall of Fame. And she said, but the bottom line is, if you want to help people, you got to help the businesses, because the businesses are the ones that provide the jobs.
Yes.
The businesses are the ones who make the money that can then donate back to the community and help those. So I'm alluding to the announcement we've got here today. So pretty exciting. With that, we'll give a shout out to Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle that you might have had some work done by IE Roofing and Construction. So with that, we're going to put up, it might give another little clue here. I'm going to go one at a time. So there's your Facebook page, and we've got a cool website there. There's an interesting logo on the website. It might have something to do with what we're going to talk about here.
That is an interesting logo.
Isn't that cool? But as you support our community and you help those that are involved, well, guys, tell me, Cesar, you've been doing this for a while. How many years of total experience do you have in construction?
13 years.
13 years, and when you started your business 13 years ago?
Yeah, I started 13 years ago.
Okay. What led you to the construction industry?
So basically, my parents owned several grocery stores here in St. Louis, and we were just tired of being inside the grocery store, closed every day, not going nowhere. So we decided to get into the construction side of it. We started doing subcontracting work. And as we started doing subcontract work, we started growing in the business. Well, I said, hey, I wanted to offer a better service to my customers. I seen kind of the flaws that was going on the sub side, and how can we improve it. And that's what led me to where I'm now.
Well, those who take that leap to go into the world at starting a business, because I've worked for big corporate America, because I spent 10 years at Anheuser-Busch and worked for Citi and some big national companies. But when you start a business, you really begin to get more involved in the community, and often you need a business development expert. So with that, Vincent, tell us about your role.
So I'm here to kind of help grow the business itself, whether if that's organically, new materials, new product acknowledgement, bringing in superstars that can take care of our customers. It's about really delivering that full package to the consumer. So,
well, tell me, give me a little bit of your background too. What led you here, and how did you end up getting connected with Cesar?
Well, I met Cesar years ago when he was a subcontractor. I've been in the business. I've been in roofing primarily for over 20 years, roofing and construction for over 25 years. A lot of that was here in St. Louis. Did also some storm chasing way back in the day, whole nother nightmare. But I'm loving it being here in St. Louis. I love my community. I love the outreach that Cesar promotes for the community, and we have a lot of exciting things going on this year.
Well, yeah, we're here to announce a little partnership, some sponsorship, some contribution to our community. Cesar, tell me, starting off in this industry, you've developed and built this up over a long time now. I'm going to show you guys reviews now. Holy cow, you got a lot of people that say nice things about you. What were some of the biggest challenges, or when you were developing your team and building your organization? Give me a little bit of the process. How long did it take you to get a good team of guys put together to work with?
It's been like everything is trial and error. You know, we've the biggest thing to developing the business I have right now is making sure we have very solid people that, you know, are believing in what we want to grow as a company, and we have a lot of great guys we brought onto the team that, you know, see the vision. It's not about just the quantity of roofs, it's about the quality of roofs to make sure we're offering the best service we can. You know, things tend to happen, you know, so every single job you do may not be great, but it's how you deliver the outcome and making sure no matter what happens, you're going to take care of your customer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times it is the case, and this is very often, I mean, always the case. And there's not a single job you've ever had that went flawless without some kind of a hurdle, some kind of challenge. That's what life is about. I go back to my sports background. It's like there was always some hurdle, something going on. Where did you learn how to tackle these issues and decide, you know, as a business? Because when you're the boss, you've got to answer to everything and get it done. What do you think helped you to develop that?
I started from ground zero. When I started doing my business, my dad was like, hey, you want to be a roofer? You need to learn how to tear off. You need to learn how to install. You need to learn how to communicate with your customers. So starting the subcontracting side of that business helped me a lot to basically see where the errors would be. You know, well, when you do a roof, cleanup was a big thing. When you do a roof, after the roof's done, doing inspections, making sure everything is done correctly. So I've learned processes in place that, you know, are needed to make sure you can deliver the top-notch quality to your customer.
And part of developing that team and learning that process is bringing in the business development expert. Tell me, Vincent, what led you here to help this thing grow?
Well, we met by chance at a later time, and we're talking one day, and we had a lot of excitement about things that we wanted to do in the community, things that we wanted to do together, as in putting together good products, the business and stuff like that. Probably the biggest thing that I brought to the table is I've learned a lot of ways of doing things wrong that I've learned from that help us now. So we've gone through all these trial and errors, and now we're able to learn from those mistakes that I've made in earlier years, and we're able to benefit from doing it the right way.
Yeah, how often is that the case? The best lessons learned are often when something went wrong. If everything goes perfect, then you don't learn anything. I make that joke that I'm not the best, I'm not the smartest, I'm not the most qualified, not the most talented, but I try real hard, and I will have tried 10 times, failing 9, and that 10th time I figured it out. So now I know not just what makes it work, but I know the 9 things that'll make it fail.
Exactly.
And so it sounds like you've been down that road a little bit too, and it's helped you to learn. So now you've got the full list of experiences to learn from.
It's definitely helped us in our path. It's helped us with our customers, our crews, our employees, our partnerships, which we're excited about our new partnership that we're announcing today. And it's just come around full circle. It's one of those things where you love life.
Well, again, back into, if you're going to start a business and you're going to put it together, you've got to bring in the right people. When you've got a business development guy on your team, then you're really trying to take it to another level. And that's now. How long have you actually been working together with Cesar?
We made the official announcement December 1st, as far as this venture. But I've known Cesar. We've worked on projects together probably since 2019. So quite a few years there.
Okay. And I think as a matter of timing, why don't we'll make the official announcement after we come back from a little break. We're going to talk a little bit of our fun with our Cardinals fans. We've got a veteran that we interviewed not long ago, ties into kind of all of what is going on here. But tell me, ultimately, what is it about this that fuels your passion? Why do you wake up every day and decide this is what you enjoy doing to help families, to build a house and construct?
Well, the biggest thing is, I've always, in business, I've learned it's about being in business, but it's also making sure you can help the community. So we've done a lot of things to where, we do a lot of things in the community to help people give roofs away. The biggest, my biggest thing is just making sure that at the end of the day, I give the best service and the best quality roof out there for customers when we're doing it. I take priority in the jobs we do. If we build the roof for you, you're part of the INE family. We want to make sure the roof is solid.
Well, that's again back to if you're concerned with the community, you want to make sure you are providing a great product that represents well. And that leads to what we've got here up on the wall. I'm going to put on our TV wall. I'll go to our wide view there, but check that out. If you want to find out anything about a business these days, how often is it the case? You check out their reviews, and it's hard to imagine, but 162 reviews, a whole lot of people that are saying wonderful things about you. Tell me, what is it like having so many people here that have said nice things about you? And especially with you, you're often the guys with the crew out there putting these roofs on for everybody. A lot of work getting done, and so you get a lot of response and a lot of people saying nice things about you.
Yeah, I mean it's we try to make sure we get feedback always with our customers to make sure we know we're doing the right thing out there. You know, just like you said earlier, sometimes not every product's going to go the same, but it's always how you fix the problem. And how, you're always there. It's just no matter how big or how small the problem is, we're always going to face it, and we're going to make sure we take care of our customers.
That's the one we talk about, everybody. Life is not about the problems. It's about how you overcome the problems. My dad made the baseball analogy with me, and it's not the error in the game that causes you to lose the game. Cubs, remember the Mr. Bartman and the interference, but it's how you respond to that. Cardinals, 1985 World Series, they won 82. And they dropped the ball, or they had a bad call by an umpire. But after that, they collapsed. There was a pop fly in foul territory that should have been caught that they didn't catch. But you got to respond. You got to bounce back, and that's what these successful businesses do. And obviously, being in business for as long as you guys have, now 13 years, and 162 reviews. And how many projects would you guess you guys have put together now?
It's been a lot. How many?
There's been several thousand.
Yeah.
So
Several.
yeah. It's hard to put an exact number on it, but on average, there's probably a couple thousand a year, and we're continuing to grow, so we're expected to even push past that this year.
Okay, yeah, so that's obviously a lot that you have going on in the community when you're hitting thousands and thousands of businesses or homeowners. You get to impact a lot of people, and that ties into, and we'll give a little teaser here, but that ties into many businesses, and we finish up our shows at the end, but we're going to make the announcement here. What organizations do you support? What organizations are you involved with that make a difference? But why is it you guys felt as though it might be to take it to another level, to make an official announcement for somebody to talk about a partnership that you've decided to help the community?
My biggest thing is, it's not just about being in business. It's about, working with your community and giving back to your community. We got our the announcement we're making today. It's a big deal for us. We want to make sure that we can give back to the community and help first responders, and a lot of people. I want to give back to the community that gives back to us when we need them.
Well said. As a business development guy, Vincent, important to have those relationships.
It is very important to have those relationships. And originally looking at the situation from the outside and always seeing Cesar go the extra step with neighborhood diners, giving donuts free at Tony's Donuts to the kids on Christmas Eve. He just steps out and does these random, kindness
acts of
gestures.
kindness, right?
Yeah. So.
Well, again, back to that's how you make the world go round, and I think there's a book that talks about this. It says, "Whatever you reap, you sow 10 times." And we don't do it for that reason, but that's just kind of the way the system works.
Yeah.
So those of us out there, if you're trying to figure out how to make it, how to get it done, learn from what we're going to talk about here. With that, we'll go out to some of our stuff in the community, and we'll be back here in just a minute to make that big announcement. Everybody, we'll be right back. Get up.
All right, everybody, I've got Jackson now. I hired as my highly priced videographer. We didn't say highly paid, we said highly priced. Come on up here, Jackson. So, this is your dad, right?
Yes, sir.
Kevin. A couple things I noticed about Kevin. Awesome jersey he's got on there, right? Another thing really cool. Veteran, everybody. Air Force. And
Army.
And the Army. Served in both.
Served in both.
Protecting us, keeping us safe.
Absolutely.
Help us maintain this little thing we like called freedom, where we can go to Cardinal games whenever we want
Whatever you want, walk downtown and have a good time and be safe.
Tell me what you love about when you served in the military, real quick, I'm gonna ask you what you love about the Cardinals. Come on up here a little bit, though.
I actually work on military bases pretty much on a weekly basis, and so I love going to the military base and make sure that I do telecommunications. So I want to make sure that we provide the communications that's going to help them perform and do the things they need to do.
That's important.
That's what I want.
That's what I went for grad school thing for. I'm communications. If you can't communicate, nothing else matters.
I agree, 100%.
Thank you for your service there. What do you love about the Cardinals?
What do I love about the Cardinals? Well, they're the best team in the country. You know, they got more fans. It's the greatest thing to come see. I don't care. I've been to New York games. I've been everywhere, and the Cardinals are number one in my opinion.
There's people around the country. I just started off on this little Cardinal Cowboy thing. It's gotten crazy. I got people from around the country like, Cowboy, I saw you here. Lots of great fans out there that have a lot of fun.
They're everywhere.
And the best looking fans in baseball too, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Father and son, you can see it right
Absolutely.
there. You never see your son and Brendan Donovan in the same place at the same time.
That's funny because we've had a lot of people say that about him.
You got to get that bandana hat. All right, everybody. Cardinal Cowboy outside patios. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. So there it is, everybody. And like we said, we love being out in the community, highlighting those leaders. And that leads us up to right now, the big announcement. Here it is. This is a really cool partnership. This is something I encourage all businesses to do. But Cesar and Vincent here have taken it upon themselves to announce an official sponsorship, an official support agreement here. You're going to tell me what it is, Cesar.
Everybody's been waiting. It's like, let's get the drums rolling, you know. We're officially announcing we're partners with St. Louis Heroes Network.
The official announcement, there it is, everybody. a partnership with St. Louis Heroes Network. Tell us a little bit about, and Charlie, come run in here real quick. Charlie's the impetus behind the St. Louis. There he is. We'll zoom out right there. There he is. But I'll yeah. If you go, give me that. Go down one for me 1 second, real. There he is. There he is, everybody. Charlie's the guy behind the St. Louis Heroes Network, and has been the one to make this happen, and does so much in the community. And I've been talking to Charlie in the past. We've bigger than any organization with regard to, I think, the revenue and the money that's given back to the community. Such a cool thing that you've got going on. So here we are. The announcement is you're going to have an official continuing sponsorship support of St. Louis Heroes Network.
It's our official charity partnership.
Official charity partnership. Tell me, what does that mean for you guys?
Well,
Vincent?
it allows us to give back to the community. It allows us to help support the first responders, which it comes from our heart. So, they need the extra support. They're putting their lives on the line for us every day, whether if they're running into a building that's on fire, stopping a intoxicated driver. They're constantly putting themselves in harm's way. Even the ambulance drivers, they don't always know that the scene's cleared when they're coming in. So it's a big deal with us, and we all have first responders in our families. So.
Well, there you have it, everybody, and that's pretty neat to see the business put their stamp of approval. It's all, and I'll go back to, it's right on the front of your website. If you guys were paying attention, behind us, there it is. You've got the official logo on the I&E Roof Construction.com website, St. Louis Hero Network. Charlie, this is kind of a, I'm sorry, Cesar. Charlie's over there. Cesar, is this a big? How's this make you feel? I mean,
it's an honor. It feels really good, especially finding the right charity partner, and Charlie, it means a lot to us. We want to make sure it's just not a one time. We want to work with Charlie throughout the entire year, and going on forward. We want to make sure that as we're giving back to the community, we also give our clients the opportunity to do a donation directly to the St. Louis Heroes Network.
Well, there you have it, everybody, and that's the kind of stuff, like I said, we are always looking to highlight the leaders in our community. We have a number of shows dedicated to various different charities, but so often a lot of people don't realize behind these charities are often relationships with businesses. And when they're putting it as official to say, hey, right on the, not on a sub page saying, hey, it's over here, some of the organizations that we like to support. That's the front page, everybody. If you look at the website, this is when you go to the root, they call it the root directory of the website, the main page, the home page. There it is, right at the top. That's a large size logo to put up there too. Yes, Vincent, you were part of this decision to make this all happen, and how you were going to help represent and let people know.
We were extremely excited. We had some really great meetings with Charlie. It's a charity that we were able to just jump right behind. We're able to also, not just us donate money, but we're encouraging customers, other businesses, as well as our vendors and stuff to help donate to the St. Louis Heroes Network. Well,
again, back to this is what makes the world go round. And so talking to, I haven't mentioned this one yet, to my the chair of my board, which is Judy Rethwish, but to say, boy, Mom, we had something big today on the show that's going to be out there. And when you get this kind of support right there with the organizations that do such great work, and those are the guys that literally, if you look at my story, we played our little piece there, talks about why I do all this, but there's so many of us, thousands of people a year getting pulled out of accidents, getting pulled out of houses, getting pulled out of construction issues, failures, cars, saving lives, and these guys put their lives on the line literally every year to save those and give us all that security we need to make sure that, hey, you can take the risk, you can go out there, do the work, and somebody will be there to support you. And again, thanks to you guys for making that awesome sponsorship that's going to be ongoing to support such a great organization. And we're going to have Charlie come on the second show here, and we're going to finish up here. We've got about 4 minutes left here, but we'll have him sit down and talk about his organization and his side of what they do and how they are working with organizations like you guys and the partnership that you guys have developed here. So tell me, we'll get back to a little bit about business. What is one of the cores of what you do? With regard to doing this, a lot of people want to know why does it cost to do the kind of construction, and what levels are there? We're like, oh, I want to save money. but many times people saying, hey, don't cut corners. Being cheap can get very expensive. Write that one down. But tell me what it is about your work that is exceptional and what you enjoy, why it's worth to have the jobs done correctly.
Well, for me and our company, it's just not just a job. Every job is intricate. Every job has details to it. Rather if it's an insurance claim, rather if it's out of pocket. We want to make sure that we do the job to manufacturer specs, to the city ordinance. It's just not slapping the roof on there. We got to make sure that once we're doing it to the standards of the city requirements and proper install. That's the biggest thing.
Well, tell me, Vincent, why should somebody choose you guys? I mean, there's obviously a long history here. The reputation is on the line with every job.
Well,
you guys have a proven record.
We're not going to cut corners. We're going to install everything the manufacturer specs. There's a rule of thumb out there. Your cheapest roof usually ends up being your most expensive roof. And that I've seen that time and time again.
Write that one down, everybody. Your cheapest roof ends up being your most expensive roof. And I guess that's to say, when you do things cheaply, they don't last as long, the integrity's not there, quality's not there, and it falls apart, you got to replace it sooner or right away.
That is correct.
Have problems. That's not the way you do business.
Exactly.
Awesome stuff. What are some of the certifications or some of the, I guess, do you have any preferred vendors that you are
well, we have quite a few manufacturers that we're certified with. We have IKO for shingles. We have Certainteed for shingles. We have GAF and Mulehide for your low slope and commercial roof aspects. And these certifications aren't things that they just give out to anybody with a hammer. We used to have an old saying that anybody go to Home Depot, get a torch and get some torch down roofing, and they're a roofer, but you're only going to get what their skill level is. So we go through this repeated training, the manufacturer's training, continued learning to ensure that we're installing the roofs at the best possible, completed project as we possibly can.
And that goes back to, a little bit of crews. We make sure the crews that are out there know what they're installing. We make sure we have a foreman on the spot, making sure everything's getting installed before and after. We take photos through the process. I had a customer yesterday who was concerned about, well, I had my roof done 6 years ago and I didn't have, attention to detail when it came to tear off plywood. We provide the photos to our customer to make sure they have a peace of mind before and after inspection.
very important, everybody. If you're going to get a job done, you might as well get it done right. Get the experts in that can do it right, and especially those who contribute and give back to our community. So it's official. The announcement has been made. Their partnership with one of my favorite organizations in the world, St. Louis Hero Network. Charlie Metzner will be joining us here. Did I say your last name right there, Charlie? Yeah. He'll be joining us here for the second half of the show. And stay tuned for more, everybody. Giddy up.